Welcome to the second session of the Instructional Design Module 5, and it is also the last session, post which there's going to be multiple things that we're going to talk about at the end once we complete the session today. So today we are going to, briefly, we're going to talk about the features and interactivities of the Captivate authoring tool. We're going to recognize the different applications of the Captivate authoring tool, and also we're going to show you a demo. And as you said yesterday, so there was some suggestions that we should show a video on Asima on Go Animate. So we will show you a video on Asima. We'll show you we have our own Go Animate platform, so we're going to show you that platform. Not a demo maybe because it will take time, but we will definitely orient you to the Go Animate platform. We're going to also orient you to the Articulate platform so that you can understand the difference and the look and feel of it. And also, we're going to do the entire demo, an end-to-end demo with a storyboard using Adobe Captivate. We're going to talk about, before that, we're going to talk about the different broad features of Captivate, and then more specific ones in terms of what are the interactivities and the quiz types. We're going to give you a demo of each of the interactivities and each of the quiz types, and then get into an end-to-end demo. So that's about it for today, and I will hand it over to Nanda to take it forward. Nanda, over to you.
Shraddha, before Nanda starts, one of the things that we also discussed yesterday was to see if there is an opportunity to see an end-to-end development.
Yes, I just said that. So we will show you an end-to-end development.
Okay.
We have a storyboard. We're going to show you maybe 3 or 4 slides of that storyboard and screens, and publish it to see how it looks.
That's fine. Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Good morning, guys. I'm going to start with the rapid authoring tools. I'm going to take you to the various authoring tools we have. First, I'm going to show you what is Camtasia, and then I'll move on to the difference between Camtasia and Asima, and then I'm going to show Go and Mat platform for you, then Articulate storyline, and finally a demo on Adobe Captivate. So these are the learning outcomes for this session.
So we're going to show you a couple of videos. Now the only bit with Skype for Business is that when we show you a video, the audio bit of it you can't hear. Nanda is going to show you the video, but he's also going to explain the platform verbally. So that's the bit I wanted to add. Okay.
Can you all see my screen?
Yes, Nanda.
Yes, I'm going to show a short video on Camtasia. How to record. I'm not going deep into that. I'm just going to show you the basic function of TechSmith Camtasia. So this is a basic screen of Camtasia, the user interface. We have timeline. There is a tools panel, and we have screen. And it's a property panel for you. It's media bin. If you want to record, there is a record button on the top. If you click on the record button, you'll see a pop-up Windows menu showing capture, which have all the options, full screen. If you want to custom the recording screen, you can do it, camera on off. And if you want to record your own voice, you can do it with audio settings. These are the Camtasia recording settings available: color, LCD, FaceTime. So if you are done with the settings, you can start recording by clicking on the recording. So here is a demo how to share the Google Drive links. We started recording, and we have gone through a process, and we have stopped the process using the stop. If you want to retake, you can click the delete button. There is a delete button. If you want to retake, you can retake the screen recording as well. In Mac, if you can want to stop, you can stop it by clicking there, stop recording. So after recording the screen, you will get an recording onto your Camtasia screen with a timeline. There is a recording and audio synchronized with that. Here the audio is recorded with microphone. You can move around along the timeline to see what you have recorded, and you can adjust the recording on the timeline how you want to play. If you want to add any transitions or something, you can add it on the timeline. Transition, animation, startup screens, you can do it here. Basically, Camtasia will be used for the demonstrations of any application. It's an screen recording tool. So if you want to edit anything on this, you can edit on this screen on the timeline. Here you can see there is a media bin, the imported video files we have, that we can do it. As I told, if you want to add any animations or transitions, you can do it. After adding transition, you can save that as a CAM project. We have saved the project now. Then if you want to share, you can have a click away button here that can be shared with all the social media. So right now we are sharing the video. That is how Camtasia work. This is a short video. I'm going to show you a video on Asima, which uses clone technology. So as you see in Camtasia, your recorded screen. If you record the screen with Asima, so already the screen is captured, but in Asima we can edit the items on the screen, unlike Camtasia. So you can edit the menus, icons, and whatever is on the screen, it will be completely recorded. So you can manipulate, edit, delete, or add items on your screen. You need not to record it again and again, or you need not to record each and every action. SMR captures entire, it will clone entire application so that you can edit all the application. There is a checkbox here. If you want to delete, you can delete it. As is shown on the screen, all the items are accessible. You can edit, delete. Let's see, here is an order type. If you want to change the menu here, you can customize it as you want. That's the difference. You can see on the screen that he has added one more field, but actually when you capture, that is not there on the application. The same way we can, if you want to edit all the fields, you can customize how you want. This works because Asima clones entire application. It doesn't only record the screen. So I'm going to stop this video. Uh, that's a major difference between Camtasia and Asima. If you have any questions, you can ask at this point.
Nanda Syed here. I'm really sorry. I've completely missed this one. I didn't understand anything that you have shown in the last 2-3 slides as far as Asima is concerned. So, how does this work right from the start? At least this particular tool.
Asima, right?
Yeah.
So I don't have license to capture these screens using Asima. It's
Okay.
a very costly tool. So in Camtasia, if you see, you can record the screen, what is happening on the screen.
Yes.
If you use Asima for screen recording, it clones entire application.
What do you mean by clone entire application?
So recording screen is, it records only what is happening on the screen. When I
Okay.
say cloning, it duplicates entire software. So that if you capture a Microsoft PowerPoint, let's say, PowerPoint presentation,
Okay.
so you can see the screen, right?
Yes.
If you clone it, it will capture all the menus. You need not to click it. Like if I see there is a file menu, I need not to capture it. It will clone it. If you want to add a menu item or screen, if you want to delete this, there is this, right? Protect presentation.
Yeah.
If you want to delete that particular icon or a place, you can delete it using Asima. That's the
So
difference.
if I was using Captivate, then this functionality won't be there. So if it says protect presentation, I can't. There is no way I can remove it out. But if I
Yes.
use Asima, I can do it. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. You can directly delete it. Or if you
Okay.
want to add something, you can add it. You can add submenus as well. If you want to add, let's see, I'm using the design tab. If you want to add one more design here, you can directly add it using Asima. But if you use Camtasia, Articulate Storyline or Captivate, only it records the screen. We cannot edit it directly. Either we have to use another application like Photoshop to change the look and feel.
Hmm.
That's the only difference. I cannot show you Asima because I don't have license to do that. And most important thing is Asima cannot capture all the screens. The Asima training suite people have to create an exe file for the application you want to record. That's a tedious process and a very big process to screencast. So generally we use Camtasia or Captivate or Articulate Story to record the screens or to create tutorials. We don't go with Asima. If you Asima is for large end applications. If you want to show a SAP working, how SAP works, the screen. There are many entities in that SAP platform, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of high-end applications, people use Asima to demonstrate to their employees. So if you want to create a videos or tutorials, we generally use Camtasia or Captivate to do that. Anyway, I'm going to show you how to capture screens in Captivate later. Maybe you can understand there what is screen recording and screencasting, right? So right now, GoAnimate website is under maintenance. So meanwhile, I'll show you the screen of Storyline, the user interface. This is Storyline 360 for you. It's a package. It also comes with a subscription to your organization. I'm going to open a new project. As you can see, you can also record the screen and import PPTs here directly. To show you the user interface, I'm going to open new project. It's taking time. Yes, this is the user interface or welcome screen for Articulate Storyline. As I told earlier, it's very familiar with Microsoft PowerPoint. You can see the same design tab here. Transitions, animations are very similar to Microsoft PowerPoint. The story view, slide view, slide master, these are all options already available in Microsoft PowerPoint. This is Articulate Storyline for you. So the menu options are very familiar with the Microsoft PowerPoint, even the slide changes and all. You can see the navigation pane on the left, triggers and properties on your right. This is the timeline for you. You can run, it will help you to how the screen is running to show. This is Articulate Storyline screen for you. So I'm trying GoAnimate again if I can show you something on that. So still it's under maintenance. So anyway, I'm going to show the common options which are available in Captivate and Articulate Storyline. Articulate Storyline using Adobe Captivate. I've opened too many applications, so it's taking a bit to load. This is the welcome screen for Adobe Captivate. This is the file menu, and we have many options available on the screen. So it's a little bit different from the Articulate Storyline. The user interface of Adobe mostly follows Adobe family suites. This is Adobe family for you, Adobe Premiere Pro, Audition. The Adobe family uses the same menu items mostly, except the core functionalities. So as I told, we can create e-learning modules as well as we can do simulations here. I'll start the application with recording a new simulation. So if you want to record a simulation using Adobe Captivate, uh, it should go to a file menu, record a new simulation, or Control R. So a pop-up appears on your screen saying what do you want to capture, like is it screen area or an application. Either you can choose application or screen area. You can give a custom size however you want. You can customize this, or entire full screen you can capture it by clicking on this option. So we have 4 modes in capturing screens using Adobe Captivate, which is demo, assessment, training, and custom. So I'm going to show you a demo. I'm going to capture the screen of PowerPoint presentation. How can I give animations to particular text box or object? To do that, I selected application. I have selected Microsoft PowerPoint presentation, and I have selected 4 modes, and I'm going to start recording. So my recording is going to start. As you see, there is a red line border that uh, showing that the screen is captured on this area itself.
Now, while that goes ahead, I have a quick question.
Okay.
So now, since you've selected application and you've selected, which application and what to record, right?
Yes.
There are times when we want to multitask. For example, in Camtasia, you cannot do only application. You'll have to record the screen. So I cannot do anything else while my screen is recorded. So in
Yes.
Captivate, if I select application and I'll show as to what it is, maybe I'm recording a YouTube video for say. I
Okay.
select that area, I select capture all that and all, and I keep that recording on. Can I open another application and start working on the laptop? That is possible, right?
Yes.
Okay, so the recording will happen in the background because it's recording the YouTube application. But the fact is, I can also do my other work on that same laptop, like
Not
work on an Excel, and
ac-
that will not affect the recording.
actually you're recording the screen. What is happening on the screen?
But you
Uh,
selected application, no?
yes. Uh, if I select application,
So now, since you're doing this, can we
yes.
try that when you keep this thing for recording, at the same time, if you open another application and then when we produce the timeline, probably we'll be able to guess if it's recording only that application or does it record what you're doing on the screen as well? And how does the recording go?
Yeah, I can show you that.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, we are back. This is the welcome screen for Adobe Captivate. Uh, we can use the file menu to create or open new projects. In the same way, in the welcome screen, you can choose your you can open your recent ones, or you can create a uh, new course using this option. We have responsive projects, software simulations, video demo from PowerPoint, from Adobe Captivate Draft and blank project. Right now I'm demonstrating software simulation for you. So I'm selecting software simulation. Either you can do the same with going to the file menu, record a new simulation. I'm selecting application, and I'm going to record the screen. So my recording has started. Whatever I do on the screen will be recorded. I'm going to select the Captivate icon, give a animation to this.
You have selected the full screen this time, or is it the red, the custom screen?
I've selected the application only, but the application takes a full screen. Yes. Design animations. Line from left. This add animation fly-in from right. So these are the I've given animation to a Captivate icon, and I've added animation to this learning objectives as well. So my screen is recording. Either I can stop this by going to the Captivate again, or you can directly press end key, which is on your keyboard, to stop it.
Before you do that,
Yes,
could you go to another application
yes,
and let's see if that is
yes.
recorded?
I'm
Thank you.
going to the other application as well. Open Adobe Photoshop, maximize. I'm doing the other task. Now I'm going back to the Adobe Captivate, and I'm going to end the screen recording, which I've done now. Yes. When I change the application, have you seen the screen recording of the application has also changed? Yasmin, can you see that on the screen?
Yeah, so irrespective of whatever application that you select, it will
Yes,
ideally record your entire screen itself.
yes, no. When I take the application, it switched the application.
Yeah, which it shouldn't do, right? Ideally, logically, if you've selected PowerPoint, it should only be taking PowerPoint. But the moment you switch the application to some other application, it should not be recording that because that is not PowerPoint application, right?
Yes. So basically, these softwares record the screen,
See,
what is happening on the screen.
rather than like Asima records the application, but these record the screen irrespective of whatever application you select.
Yes, that's a difference between Asima and screencasting tool. But if I choose a recording again with a PowerPoint presentation,
Hmm.
whatever I do on the PowerPoint presentation only will be captured. If I
Correct.
if I change the application,
Hmm.
it's changing the recording as well.
Exactly. It will capture the second application as well.
Yes.
Okay. So did it discard the first application that you've recorded? No, right? It did not discard that. It captured PowerPoint along with this one, right?
No, it didn't even record the PowerPoint presentation at all.
So that's a
Yeah,
loophole.
that's in Adobe Captivate.
Hmm.
Anyway, we have recorded a
You're
screen.
producing the timeline now, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's look at the timeline and probably then we'll be able to see. I'm sure it should have recorded a part of PowerPoint and a part of this, in fact.
No, if I take entire screen, it will have recorded both.
Yeah,
What is
that's
happening
correct.
on the screen?
Yeah.
As I choose application, it automatically switches to Adobe Captivate from Microsoft PowerPoint.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm previewing what I've recorded on the screen. So this is what recorded. The mouse pointer I've moved. I've recorded 2 slides. This is what recorded.
So it has discarded the PowerPoint recording, is it?
Yes, yes. So
That is wrong, right? So that means you cannot capture two applications in the same recording.
yes.
It shouldn't be replacing, no, logically, Nanda. Because
Logically,
Camtasia doesn't do that. When you use Camtasia, if you're recording a web app, it will record that as well as it will record what I'm doing. Probably if I have my Outlook open, it records that as well. Then, I have the option to go back to the timeline and, clip that part that I don't want.
so that is what we always say that Camtasia is best tool in screen
Screen.
demonstration and recording.
Okay.
And if you want to record the screens using Adobe Captivate or Articulate Storyline, the additional thing is we can add assessments to this.
Okay. Correct. That is there.
That is the additional feature in Adobe Captivate and Articulate Storyline. When coming to the demonstrations, the screen recording is best in Camtasia.
Okay. Over here, can you show us how you create learning content rather than recording something on the screen? How would you create content on Captivate?
Yes, I'll show you that. So
Okay.
I thought of showing all the features available on Captivate first.
Mm-hmm. Great, great. Okay, so here you also have that custom window and all, right?
Yes, like Camtasia, we have the custom window. We
Mhm.
can select the application, screen size, audio,
Yeah.
and there are 4 modes of capturing here.
Okay.
So this is how I've recorded it again, the screens. As you can see on my screen, there are 4 modes created for what I've recorded. Well, first is demo, assessment, training, and custom. So demo is like it will show you what you have recorded on the screen. Training is like it will show you where to click, what is the action you have taken. And assessment is like it will test you, are you going on the right path or not.
So as in it will add assessments automatically. We don't have to key in the questions. What is assessment over here exactly?
Okay. Uh, Assessment is like, let's say it captures in 4 modes, right? First
Correct.
is first is show me what is happening on the screen. It will show you. Okay. Second is training. It will teach you how it will be done. Assessment is after you have seen what is the process, you can try it. You may not know the process. So
Can you click on the assessment tab and show us what it is
yes.
exactly? Probably that way I'll understand better.
So this is the assessment tab for you. I'm going to preview this. Assessment tab is like it won't show you, give you any instructions on your screen at first. If you are clicking somewhere or something which is not, it will show you uh, where you're going wrong and it will show you the correct path. So give me a moment. I'm going to record the screen and I'll do some activity to show you a complete demonstration to for a better understanding. I'm recording the screen again. This is to demonstrate how I add animations to an object or a text box in PowerPoint presentation. So I'm going to the animation planes, selecting the screen. I'll add an animation like appear or fly in or a float. Okay, I'm going to the next slide and I'm going to add animation here as well. Detail. Okay, I've recorded something on my screen. And creating slides for the screen recording what I've done. Now I'll show you an example of different modes of simulation. Yes, this is already recorded screen I'm going to show you. There are 4 modes I told, right? First is demo version, which is like show me. Show me is like it will show you how to do a process. Here I'm inserting a O dot to this. and giving animation to the text box what I've taken. So it's basically showing how a process runs or how a thing will be done. It's just showing it. It is showing with the captions what we have. So we are inserting an image here and giving animation to an image. The second mode is like try me. It's like the screen is opened, but you don't know where to go. Now it's giving the instruction, click on the insert tab. It's just trying what is there. I mean, uh, you already shown what is the process. Now you are just trying it. It's giving an options or instructions to what to do. That is try me. It's showing where you gone wrong. Select the split item. It's guiding me to click on home tab. Now new slide and take the blank item. It's just guiding me. It's just to what to do. Now insert tab. I'm not doing it. It's only suggesting what to do. Double click. Select the penguin items. Insert and give animation to this. I'm going wrong here. It's showing select animation styles. So unless you click on that, it won't show you. So this is what select zoom item. It's suggesting me that is try me. Now coming to the assessment part. So it's asking a question. Actually, these labels were done by us. It's asking click the font style we have selected during the training. It's just testing me. This is assessment. No, this is not right. Correct answer is that. So what do we click now? We have to click the animation. Which image we have selected? I have selected penguin. So I got it wrong and I move to the next step. Click the animations we have used. We have used zoom, right? This is a assessment mode for Captivate. Like the four types of simulations we have. Demo is showing the demonstration. Try the next is training will give you to try on this what is there, and assessment is it will test you which one you have selected. It's asking you to select. We can give the wrong options as well. If you are selecting somewhere wrong thing, it will guide you the right way. No, you're not going on the wrong way. Please select the right way. That's the uh, assessment mode of simulation in Adobe Captivate.
What was custom?
Custom is like it will record the screen. How you recorded the screen? I'm going to play that as well for you, which I've recorded on Microsoft PowerPoint presentation. It will have all the captions. So just record the screen, what you have done on the screen.
This is custom, is it?
Yes. If you want to edit anything, you can do it. Like the first mode, demo mode, it will show you the captions. Which caption you have to use, where to click, right? Second training is, it is guiding you what to click next to move to the next step. Assessment is testing you where to go. If you are going wrong, go to the right path. Custom is like it's capturing what you have done on the screen. It's like a video demo. That's a difference between the
Okay,
four.
it's an exact replica of whatever you did. It will tell you that these are the steps that you had
Yeah.
taken, which is the output, and it gave you the output for your assessment demo, as well as training.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Right. Okay. Let me pause for a 5 minutes break. Uh, we'll go into the demonstration of Captivate other features like broad features we have and the interactions that are available in Captivate. I'm going to show you after a small break of 5 minutes.
So before we move ahead, just a quick thing. So we've finished the difference between Asima and Camtasia. We did show you the platform of articulate storyline, and we also showed you how to create a simulation using Adobe Captivate and also the Adobe Captivate Pro platform. Go Animate, we are still trying to see because it's an online thing and it is under maintenance. So we are trying to check backend if we are able to, if we will be able to show you Go Animate. Else, at the end, we can try and show you one video that was created using Go Animate. Maybe the output can help you understand, what all you can do using Go Animate. So before we move ahead into the broad features of Adobe Captivate and then to an end-to-end development, we just want to ask if there are any questions or any doubts.
No, not at this point, Shraddha. So,
Okay.
in end-to-end, this thing, are you going to show how to create a module on Captivate?
Yes, so we have a storyboard and we'll show you how to, create 3 to 4 screens of that storyboard using Adobe Captivate and then publish it to see the final output.
Great, yeah, thanks.
Okay, thanks. All right, so we'll move ahead with the broad features of Captivate. Over to you, Nanda.
Yes, we'll move to the broad features of Captivate. The first one is responsive design. Always my big case for Captivate is for responsive designs. So Captivate can create responsive design lessons so that they look perfect on any device. Now, Captivate 2010 release have fluid boxes layout mode, which provides arrangement of objects, uh, and it's predictably changes the layout of all the items on the screen to any device size. So one content, multiple outputs, multiple device is the broad feature of Captivate. And we have Captivate Draft, which is an app which is currently available in iPhone itself, iOS, which is easy to create storyboards directly using an app. So if you want to create a storyboard, you can use the Captivate Draft application and you can brainstorm on that, or you can share it with the developer. This is my idea is to conceptualize more, we can use this app. And we have object states, which is also an important feature in Adobe Captivate, which is also available in Articulate Storyline as well. Like if there is an object, if you want to show whether that is visited or clicked or something, we can use this feature to show the current state of an object, like the current object is clicked or viewed, or it's done, or you have to see this. There are different views of an object. We can achieve this by using object states. Captivate also have inbuilt learning interactions like widgets, games, like drag and drop, and assessment features as well, which are already inbuilt. When I say assessment, Captivate has inbuilt multiple choice questions, uh, hotspot questions, fill in the blanks, one word answers, and also question pools as well. So we do create assessment to make learning more engaged, and we can also use it as a part of gamification as well. As I told, Captivate can be used to create simulations and video as well. Simulations, I've already shown you the 4 ways of recording a screen. We can directly capture the screen and publish as a video using a video tool. Like there is a video demo option available in Captivate, which will capture the screen without any captions. That's a custom simulation for what I've shown in the custom simulation. And most importantly, we Captivate has an very huge library which has give access to thousands of characters and other assets, which include templates, characters, games, and also free courses available uh, in that Captivate library, which is integrated with e-learning brothers, which also give you many tutorials how to work on Captivate as well. These are the broad features of Captivate. So there are many interaction available in Adobe Captivate, which is drag and drop, which where you can drag the objects to make a sequence or to arrange the objects. We use drag and drop. Hover over. If I scroll over my mouse point on something, it will show you an additional text or an additional image, or that feature is available in Adobe Captivate. Uh, Yesterday we discussed the scripting and actions. Adobe Captivate has standard and conditional actions. Like if there is something like, if I have to click on one button, it should reveal some information that can be done or achieved using standard and conditional actions. We have inbuilt widgets. Uh, there are learning interactions which are readily available in Adobe Captivate. We directly import that into our screen and use it. For example, there are few games like memory game and Kaun Banekara Karodbari kind of games are already available in Adobe Captivate. We need not to create, we just have to import that into our screen. Video embedding. We can embed the videos which are developed in other softwares, like if we have created a video in GoAnimate or Adobe Premiere Pro or any project as well. We can embed that into uh, Captivate. Zoom in and highlight. Where there is screen, you need to zoom in or highlight few things. That can be done using zoom in and highlight features using Adobe Captivate. Uh, as a rapid authoring tool, it should have audio management capabilities. In Captivate, we can add videos, add audios, edit videos. We have text to speech, which will convert the text to speech directly. That we can be edited, exported, imported. That audio management can be done in Captivate. And finally, animations. There are basic animations which are there in Microsoft PowerPoint. The same animations are available in Adobe Captivate as well. In addition to that, we have custom animations as well, that we can derive the custom paths. These are the different interactivities available in Adobe Captivate. So I'm moving back to the uh, Adobe Captivate screen again. I'm going to share my screen. So we are back to Adobe Captivate window. Yes, I'm going to create a blank project. This is a canvas size. We are choosing to develop our e-learning modules. You can give a custom canvas size, or there are already preset canvas size available here. If it is for Apple iPhone, widescreen, YouTube widescreen, YouTube XGA, or you can custom your canvas size by giving width and height. Let me give you 1024 and 627 for a standard video.
So Nanda, does this not allow you to make the adjustment on the basis of what tool you use to access the learning? Wouldn't it adjust and customize it accordingly?
If you are particularly targeting a device, you can choose it at the first itself. There are canvas size available.
No, what if there are multiple device configuration that you can?
Yes, if we, so I'm talking about the responsive projects here, right?
Yeah.
If I want to create a project which is applicable for all the devices, we have to choose the responsive project. So
Okay, cool, got it.
let me show you first what is responsive project. Responsive project is like the content adjust according to the screen size. Can you see the screen size is changing? Even the content, the header is changing according to the device. Let
Yeah.
me import an image. So the image size also adjusting according to the screen size. Let's say this is the desktop view. I'm choosing iPad view. You can see the image at this size. Let's say I'm previewing the content using Google Pixel phone, which is 412 into 604 pixels. The content or the image will be viewed like this. So one content, multiple device. This is responsive project for you. So I'm going to show you demo in normal project, because responsive project is the advanced level of Captivate, where you need to adjust the properties like positions and all. Uh, so I'm going to explain what is this positions and responsive design later. So that is responsive project for you. It simply adjusts the content according to the device. That is the broad feature we have. So this is the opening screen and the slides on the Adobe Captivate. The same way we have Microsoft PowerPoint, we can reset or do the master slide here on the properties pane. Let me introduce the uh, Adobe Captivate screen first for you. There is this menu bar, the file menu, edit menu, view, insert, modify, project menus. The file menu is same like opening and closing the files, or opening, recent, save and all. I'm going to not going to the deep into all the menus. This is the menu bar. You can find your options, and there is a uh, application and ribbon bar here, where you can see the slides, themes, text captions, shapes, objects, interaction, media, recording, audio management and all on your screen here. And on the right, you are seeing the properties pane. If an object has from properties like size, size of the style, size of the and opacity, stroke, width, and the dimensions of the object. You can show the properties of any object on the right properties pane, and we have timing. Timing is especially for the animations. What are you giving to do? I mean, if you want to give an animation to an object, you have to go to with the timing pane. Timing pane. So the most important uh, of Adobe Captivate screen is timeline. Timeline is where you can see the objects are placed in your timeline, how they are going to show you the output on the screen. This is timeline and Adobe Captivate for you. The first thing is themes. If you are creating an e-learning modules, themes are so important. That will decide you the look and feel of an e-learning module. Similar to the Microsoft PowerPoint, we have themes here, but these are very basic themes. We'll show you colors only. Themes and template. So these are the themes, and each theme will have an inbuilt template. So it will show the basic layout of each screens. Theme and template. 4 images, and there is a template for image and 4 items on your screen. These are the themes and templates for you. And if you want to insert slides, you can insert slides from here, or you directly click and add slides, pick up a new slide from here. If you want to change the themes at any point of time, you can change it. And if you are not comfortable with the theme, or if you want to change the theme, you need to make it a blank theme. Go to the master slide view, and you can create your own theme using the options available. So there is another way, or quicker way, to create templates. Let me show you one. If you like a theme or something from the other project, you can directly copy paste the themes or slides into your project. That allows the user to work on the multiple projects as well. So this is how we can change the themes. Likewise, you can create your own themes based on your creativity, or you can import the themes by using import options. These functionalities work as like PowerPoint presentation itself. So I'm not going deep into that. I'm going to cover only the broad features for today. So let me explain the basics. If you want to insert a text box, click on the icon here with the text. We have three options like text caption, text entry box, and text animation. Text captions are the basic text boxes to create any text items. Hello, welcome. These are the text caption. On the right side, on the property pane, we have styling features, the character type, size, and all. The same thing can be achieved by using shapes as well. I'm choosing a rectangular tool. I'm creating a shape. If I double click on that, you can use that as an text box as well. The major difference is text caption we cannot customize it, the colors and all. These are all inbuilt. So you can see the caption type. The caption types is inbuilt. We cannot change the colors as per our wish. Coming to the smart shapes, the styling, we can change the fill color, opacities, strokes and all, Arial.
So Nanda, there is no pick color option over here.
We have.
Okay, so if you have pick color and if you want a specific color, you just insert the image and pick the color from there.
Yes, there is a eyedropper here.
That's how you would change the color, right? Because that's how
Yes,
I do it in Camtasia.
yes. There is a eyedropper here. You need to click here, and I want the color of this green. I'm picking the green color. Yes. And we can also give the coding as well. If you know the RGB codings, we can give it here. or if you have hexadecimal codes, you can give it here.
What is that code known as?
Hex codes we have, right? Color codes.
I know. The last hash one, what did you call the name as?
These are called hexa codes for color codes.
Okay.
If you want any color, you can search it. Like there is a code for specific colors. Like if you want to go for red, there is double F double zero double zero pure red, and there is a code for specific each and every variety of color.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, or we can use it the RGB code as well. If you are picking from the Microsoft PowerPoint presentation, we have the RGB codes, right? You can use that as well for coloring it. So those are the, we can create multiple shapes uh, and we can add text to that. These are the text boxes for you. And coming to the animations, you have to move to the timing panel and you can have the animation as per your wish. The same way which is applicable in my Microsoft PowerPoint presentation as well. Let's create entrance isn't right. These are the animations pane. You can add animation to your objects. These are the smart shape for you. And coming to the next, we have buttons and clickable items, interactions, choose button. These are the buttons, these are the clickable items for you. It will, in the timeline, can you see there is a pause? These are the buttons and we can add actions to that. Until unless certain action is performed, we cannot move or we cannot move further based on that. So basically we are adding actions to a button. Like submit button, we have click on forward button, backward button, or any kind of buttons. In the same way we have click box.
Can you add an action to that button and show?
Yeah, I'll show that. But I want to show clickbox as well. Clickbox is also the same way. We can add actions to this. Button and clickbox are used for adding actions to this. Okay. The major difference is uh, clickbox is not visible on your output screen. The button can be visible on your screen. That's a basic difference. And let me add an action. On the right pane after the style you can see action pane. By default the action is added as go to next slide. We have multiple actions in this drop down menu. You can select like continue, go to previous slide, go to next slide, go to last visit slide, return to quiz, show, hide, enable and all. Let me create a slide. So we'll preview and see it, how the button and click box will be shown on the screen for you. So this is button. This is visible on your screen, and the click box is not visible on your screen. But still, if you click on that, it's moving to the next slide. Button is a visible thing. When I click on that, it's moving to the next slide. That's a basic difference. Both are used for adding actions to that. Yesterday, Syed asked about actions and triggers. These are the actions for it. This is how action works. Even the click box, we can place it on any object and add action to that. Either you can add a button or so I place a click box on a smart shape, or you can let's say on an image, top of an image, and you can assign actions for that. The basic action what I've given is, when I click on that, move to the next slide. This is button for you, and there is a click box. So click box is not visible on your screen. You can move it and add the actions of you want. You can reveal a text box, or you can jump to the quiz. You can hide, show things using this click box and buttons.
Nanda, are these useful also for hyperlinking?
Yes, buttons both.
Both
For
of them, right? Click
yeah,
and buttons both.
yes,
So they'll take you to a web page if the pop-ups are not blocked, right?
yes. So if you see the action pane of buttons or click box, see here there are many actions available. Built it. Send email is there, and we
There
are
is also the URL.
open and file.
Hmm.
So if you want to add a file to the project, within the project, you can do that as well. So you can add the name of the Word file or PDF, whatever you want to attach to the e-learning course. You can add it and link it to that. In addition to that, we have many things like play audio, stop triggering audio. So using an action, you can perform the interactivity and get the desired output.
What is execute JavaScript? For that you need to know coding, right?
Yes, you need to know if there is a form. Let's say there is a form like you need to enter username and password. People will write a Java code for that. We can import that or assign to an object or a button. So
Okay.
I'll quickly move into the other thing, which is multiple sta- uh, states. Multiple states is, so if you want to know a status of an object or something, like is it visited, is it yet to visited, or if you want to provide some additional information on something, we can use multiple state objects. That can be achieved by using this state view. So there are three views you can see. I can customize the different views of a same object. There is a smart shape here. Click here to move to the next screen. When I hover over, I want the screen, the texture should be and zoom in, and I want a different color when I hover over on that. And you can add as many state, like visited state. If it is visited, it should turn into a gray or something. We can derive as many as states. I've created different states and I'm going to preview this. When I hover over, the text size increases and the color of the text box also changes. This is multiple state object for you. I moved it and normal state, hover state, down state, and there is a black color. It's saying it's already visited. So if, for example, there are four objects on your screen, the user has to know which has visited. You can use this multiple object states to know the status of that. We can use multiple state object as how we want, like if you want to show the correct or right answers, if you're clicking on the right spot, it should turn into a green, red, which is wrong, green, which is right. So if you master that, you can use it how you want. So we have
So the correct or the wrong answer, we'll have to input kya? I mean, if it is so and so answer, or make it green, or if it is so and so answer, make it red, something like that.
yes,
You have to type that in.
yes, you have to type that in. We need to, here we don't type it, we'll write an action for that.
Okay.
So that is execute advanced actions for you. Creating a new action. Like we need to write an action here. Like if this is the correct answer, change the state of that object to visitor, or if you created a green color state, you can select here. If that is correct, you can do that using this standard actions. So here is a condition for you. If the answer is correct, not doing it right, I'm directly telling you how it is working. If our answer is correct, right now I'm not assigning any variables, so the action doesn't work. If the answer is equal to correct, change the subject smart shape to different color. This is how we write the action for actions. I'm not even going deep into that because it takes another 2 hours to explain what is actions for you. Or if
Yeah,
you have,
no,
if you
this
have,
was good enough. Yeah.
if you have any questions, you can write to me. I can explain you for that later.
Sure, definitely. Thank you.
Definitely. And audio management and video embedding I'm going to explain now. Uh, this is a media menu for you. You can add images, and you can add audio if there is an audio file. This is how you import audio video files. So I've been imported an audio here that is shown here. I've added a audio for this. This can be shown here. If you play preview it, you can hear the audio as well. If you want to add an audio to a particular object, you can add it here in the options. Options, add audio, import, and add it. So this is how we assign audio to the objects or slides. Slide is directly we are importing. If you want to assign an audio to a particular object, you will go to the options and add audio. Media. If you want to add a important video to your screen, you can do that. Import video, select the video, just click OK. The video is imported with the play bar buttons as well. We can customize the videos as well. Before that, I will show you the preview how it works. So here is a preview thing. Go to the preview menu and this is the image for you, and this is the imported video. So that is how we import audio video into this. If you want to edit the audio, you can double click on this and an audio uh, pop-up will come for you. You can add, replace, edit, or add closed captioning for this using these options. This is the audio capability for us. And in addition to this, we have text to speech. We have text to speech uh, so here is an audio menu. We have uh, audio management and speech management. This will show you the audio files which are embedded into your entire project, and speech management. This is where you can add text to speech. There are different voices available inbuilt. Few are here like Bridget, Chole. These are the types of voice, and differentiated with the pace and the accent. You just need to click on the slide and add a text to convert it. To speech. You just have to save and generate it. I'm closing it. That is how you add the text to speech audio to your slide.
Nanda, we can't see your screen anymore.
Okay. Can you see my screen now?
No, not yet.
Okay. I'm going to present it again. Yes. Can you see my screen now?
Yeah, now yes.
Yes. I've just showed you the audio management.
I have one more question. You know, what you've been adding is only from a specific point of time to another specific point of time. How
Yes.
about if I want to add one more slide after this, 0.024 seconds? If I want to add another slide after that, how do I do that?
If uh, if you want to add a slide,
On the timeline, after this specific timeline, so you've added one slide on this timeline up to
yes.
0.028 seconds. I want to add one more slide after that.
So you can control the timings of the slide on the right pairing time. So you
Yeah,
can decide the slide duration here.
correct. So I want to add one slide after that now.
Now if you want to add it here, right click here, add, go to slides, new slide. You can add it like this, new slide, there is new slide inserted, or you can directly click on the slides and click on blank slide.
No, but what
After,
it is doing is it's changing that same slide. So I have one slide already, right? On the
yes,
timeline. I
yes.
want another slide after that. Maybe another image after that timeline. Maybe after 2 seconds, I want another image to come up. So on the timeline, how do I add that another slide?
Okay. So here is a timeline for you.
Hmm.
It will show you the objects which are there on the screen, right? So if you want the objects appear on the according to the time, we need to adjust it here. So let's see. So I want my click here to uh, click here to move to the next screen. The small shape I've created to appear first, and the blue rectangle at the second. So I need to adjust that according to the timeline here.
Yeah, but what you're doing is you're adjusting the objects and
Yes,
elements, right?
yes.
What I want is I want two different slides, maybe up to 5 seconds. I want one slide. After 5 seconds, I want another pattern of slide playing. How do I do that?
So you need to insert a new slide. So let me complete this first, the timeline. You need to adjust the timeline this way if you want to run the objects according to the time. If you want a new slide, you can if you want to run the same kind of slide, you can duplicate it to run on the same slide, or insert a new slide and create the different content according to that. Is that fine for you? Or
No, not really. So if you duplicate the slide, I see the duplication of the slide happened on the left, right? On your
yes,
panel. But
yes.
down on the timeline, how will I see where is that duplicated slide and how will I adjust it on the timeline?
So you need to click on this slide. The timeline will change according to this. So when I run the timeline, the first slide will run for 2.6 seconds, right? After 2.6 seconds, it will automatically move to the next slide.
Okay, can
So
we?
if I select on this, the timeline has changed. So I'll quickly preview this. I'm quickly previewing the entire project. So this is the first slide. We move to the next slide. Now the third slide, which is blank slide, and we have slide number 4, which is a blank. 6 and 7, we have created this. So the slides are moving.
Okay, so then you see them only on the left, but you do not see them on the bottom, right?
No.
On the bottom where your timeline thing is showing up. There you don't
Yes.
see them, is it?
Every different slide has different timeline.
Okay, got
So
it.
after the time is done, it moves automatically to the next slide.
Okay.
And if you want to restrict them to move,
Hmm.
we'll add the actions here.
Okay, now I understood what is happening. So,
Yes.
like in Camtasia, you can see the entire timeline end to end 10 minutes, which slide comes where. But in
Yes.
Captivate, it is slide wise. You'll have to click on every slide and it will tell you, okay, this is 2 seconds, this is 3 seconds, that way.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
So Camtasia Adobe Premiere Pro will come with the same timeline,
Hmm.
articulate storyline, and Adobe Captivate will have timeline for each slide. That's a difference. And if you are doing a video demo, we will have a continuous timeline in Adobe Captivate.
Oh, okay, great.
So the final, I'll quickly move to the next because we are running short of time. Uh, Drag and drop. I'll quickly create a drag and drop for you. So for creating drag and drop, I need a few objects on my screen. So I'm creating a shape and duplicating with a duplication of option or Control D to duplicate this. I have 3 rectangles and I have 3 circles. To create a drag and drop rate, I need drag items and a drop location as well. I'm creating a drop location. This location is to drop my rectangles. Drop. I'm naming it for better understanding. So to create an drag and drop widget, I have to go to interactions, drag and drop. So to create a drag and drop widget, I need first the drag objects and the drop location. So first thing is I need to select there are 3 steps in it. The step 1 is selecting the drag objects. I'm adding this step 1 is I'm selecting all the drag objects, and the second step is targets. These are the targets. I'm choosing it. And step 3 is making the correct answers. You can directly point the correct answers here. My aim is to drop the rectangles in the drop 1 and circles in the drop 2. So I've created a drag and drop for you, and I'm going to preview how it will look in output. So these are the drag objects. You can drag it now. Usually if you don't give the objects a drag options, we cannot move it. So these are the drag objects, you can drag it. And these are the drop locations. These are constant, it doesn't move. So my aim is to drag the rectangles into drop 1 and circles into drop 2. If I do it correct, it will show right. So I'm going with the wrong drag and drop. It's showing some type failure. It failed it. Drag 1, drag 2, drag 3, drag 5, drag 6, drag 7. So this is how drag and drop works. So I'm going to show a few examples on this. This is an example, circles to circles, rectangles to rectangle. If I go correct, it will show the right answer. So it's also counting the number of wrong attempts. Based on the actions, you can customize your drag and drop as well. Now I'll go something wrong. There is one wrong attempt. There are 2 wrong attempts. There are 3. So it's counting drag and drop wrong attempts as well. We can use drag and drop in multiple ways. So this is one type of drag and drop. Based on your creativity, you can turn that into an visually appealing drag and drops. Drag and drop option 2, 1, wrong. These are different types of drag and drops available. So these are, we can customize the drag and drop how we want, and we can use this as a gamified element as well. These are some of the examples of drag and drop. So right now I've discussed about drag and drop importing media to the canvas, smart shapes, animation, buttons, audio management and video embedding. So we'll quickly see all this using an end-to-end development. So we'll see how we convert a storyboard to an e-learning. So I have a storyboard with me. This is on foundations of effective communication. As we are running short of time, I'm moving a little bit fast. So this is a storyboard I have received to make an e-learning, which is on foundation of effective communication. This is a storyboard how it looks, the basic requirement details, and the graphic notes, on-screen text, and audio narration. Let me go through the all the storyboards. There are suggestions for graphics, and it's clearly mentioned what I have to show on the on-screen and the audio text for that, right? So this is a storyboard. I'm going to convert this into an e-learning. So I'll quickly take a new project, which is a blank project. You can define your own custom canvas size, which ideally develops depends on the customer or the client needs. Yes.
Nanda, while you do the project, can I just ask a question that's slightly unrelated, but but still on the e-learning thing
Yes.
functionality?
Yes.
So, when we look at building in quizzes and assessments, uh,
Yes.
do we do we have the option to consider where that responses get saved? So, in terms of whether it would be saved on the person's computer who was using the learning, or it's saved in the tool itself, or it is saved somewhere where somebody who evaluates or somebody like a line manager would have access to those responses. Is that something that we define?
Yes. So coming to your question, so Adobe Captivate or Articulate, most of the e-learning tools will have assessments. We have scoring as well. This will be captured within the course itself,
Mm-hmm.
but it can tell the LMS, the platform, how much you have scored. I mean, have you scored enough to complete the score or not?
Okay.
It will tell the LMS. So I've designed an course. So I missed this quizzing part. There is a quiz options assessment available on the uh, Adobe Captivate. I can take a quiz slide. I can insert anything. Multiple choice, true or false, or fill in the blank, short answer, match the following, hotspot, anything. Or I can import all the quiz slides. These are the quiz slides I've imported. Right now I didn't give you any question. Let me show you an example.
Yeah, so but what I wanted to clarify was, so the assessment responses are stored within the course itself, and that gets communicated to the LMS.
Yes.
All right.
No, I want to just show an example how assessment works. So I've created a sample which wait. We have multiple choice, short answer question, fill in the blanks, true or false. Uh, these are the quiz types available in Adobe Captivate. So we can customize the look and feel, but it's a basic thing uh, which is available. So it's showing the correct answer. Click anywhere to click. True or false, which is incorrect. I don't know. I'm giving the wrong answer. Short answer question. Match the following. I got it correct. I can drag and drop and arrange it. These are the random questions I'm picking. So it will give you an quiz results, how much is scored and maximum, and the correct answers. If I set a criteria, you should get 80% to complete this course. It will tell the LMS how much you scored, below 80 or above 80. That helps you to track the course, how much you have finished it.
Yeah, but if you want to get the details of responses given for each of those questions, there is a way to extract that data and communicate.
No,
Okay.
these will be captured within the course. The result will be captured.
Only the result would be captured.
And we have other tools like for collaboration learning and all, and we have LMS assessment which can capture the user inputs. We have
Okay.
assessments in LMS as well that will capture all your answers.
So Sayed, it depends on the requirement. Okay, so if you want to really follow up and see what all responses were given, and then what all were the correct answers, wrong answers, etc., you can keep the assessment in a learning management system.
Okay.
But if your objective is only to make learning effective, then you embed the assessments in the e-learning module where the person just learns about a concept and take the assessment. And at the end, you can have like an end of course assessment on the LMS where you can track the right and wrong responses and follow up also.
Okay. Yeah, got that.
Yeah?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I'm converting storyboard into e-learning now. This is the storyboard we have received, which is on foundations of effective communication. It's just a storyboard for a sample course, which has the graphic notes, on-screen text, and audio text as well. So the instructional designer will tell you what need to be done. So he'll give the basic instructions, and the developer will take on the instructions to develop to give you a visual appeal to the uh, course. So as a developer, you need to choose the animations, images, and the visual elements to make it visually appealing. So first thing is uh, So the first screen is saying welcome to the course student communication and a roadmap. So for this, so I'll quickly show the already developed course based on the same storyboard. So for this, uh, I need a starting image. So I'm quickly moving on. That's what I'm not importing the media. So usually we need a start screen. For that, we need to import images and create a start screen or a title for that. A smart shot to give heading. Communication course tour. Have a title. No. I'm customizing the smart shapes and the text size. And I need a start button to start the course. Either I can import an image start button or directly import a button like this. So this button is for start. So I'll go to the style, move to the image button. Already there are inbuilt buttons uh, that I can use it here. Let me take this start. And again, based on the theme and the courses, you need to choose your type of buttons or graphics that will match with the themes. So there are many uh, buttons available here. This is start button. The action is to go to the next slide. This is looking a little weird. Start. So I'm giving the start button to start the course. And I have a map here with three checkpoints: introduction to communication, fundamental of effective communication, forms of communication. So I'm going to insert a new slide, new blank slide, where I'm going to create these on-screen text. For this I need smart shapes, or I can use text captions as well. Getting it. Just need three smart shapes. You can arrange this using these options: align, arrange left, or you can uh, arrange as you want. I'm going to change the style as well. I'm looking for different. So this when it comes to the storyboard, uh, the instructional designer suggested you need a image like this. So you need to search an image that fits the requirement. Either you go to a free image site or something, and you can so right now I don't have much time to search for the image. I'm directly picking a map image from already created thing. In this storyboard, the instructional designer suggested that it should look like a map with have checkpoints or some houses available. So I'm going to get that checkpoint as well. So this is how I've created the second slide. There are three topics. One is the introduction to communication, foundations of effective communication, and third one is the forms of communications. I've imported an image into my canvas, and I've created three checkpoints as well to tell the user the status of the learner where he stands. These checkpoints are meant for that. So I've got my welcome screen and my navigation screen as well. So for giving actions to this, I need to create the entire content. Then only I can link this text boxes to the content which is coming next after the slides. So I'll move on to the next slide. There are three uh, text boxes we have need to create on this. The instructor is saying upon click on the first checkpoint, this screen should open. So first I have to create this screen for this. Quickly creating a slides, taking new slide from again I took a blank slide. If you have a themed slide, you can pick the theme slide as well. Work faster, I'm just copy pasting the slides, arranging it left, and I can resize the same with the same width. Created my first point. Sharing viewers model. And applying critical. So created three boxes. Usually I'll give the actions After completing all these slides, for you a uh, quick explanation. As I told, I can create a click box here, and I will give an action. Clicking on this point, jump to this slide. So I'm just checking how does it working for me. Yes, it's working. The same way I need to create slide for the content for the next two topics as well: foundations of effective communications and forms of communications as well. So if there is any relevant image for this, you can put that here. Right now I'm importing a sample image, a sample image placeholder. One slide is created for me. I'm moving to the next slide. Here it's showing the memory game functionality. Uh, the IDE asked me to create a slide, a game here for learning, understanding and all. So I missed the learning interaction part in the previous demo. I can do insert games or widgets using this option called interactions. These are the learning interactions that are available. These are nothing but inbuilt widgets or games which are available within the Captivate. You can use these learning interactions of the games to make your learning a better or in a gamified way. Creating an learning interaction here. I'm basically developing a game. Same as card one, same as card game. So right now I'm creating only 3 as we are running short of time. I have made my second slide. He suggests me to create a game using Captivate functionality. And before I linking these slides, let me create the content. Next slide as well. So the storyboard suggests use the hover functionality here, the 4 words, and create a hover functionality for the learners to work on this. So for this slide, I'm creating 4 text boxes. So I'm covering all the leftover features also while developing this course. We have objects and rollover captions here. This is used to provide some additional information if you want to give to uh, any object or an image. Creating this. So each has an explanation. Grammar. Comprehension. Diction. I've created third third slide for me as per the storyboard. So coming to the navigation, so each checkpoint should take uh, you to the desired slides, right? So I need to link the flow like this. I'll create one more click box here. It should jump to the slide number 4 for me, and the third checkbox should jump to the slide number 5. So I've created some part of the course. Let me check how does it work. So I've developed some part of the course. Let me check and preview what I've done. So I've created a welcome screen with a start button. So I've created 3 checkpoints: introduction to communication, foundation of effective communication, forms of communication. Uh, when I click on the first checkpoint, I have uh, I have to go to the slide 3, which has some content. What is communication, and Sharon Weber's model of communication and application of critical C's of communication. So after that, viewing that, I'm coming back to the navigation again to move into the chapter 2. So as a part of the development, I've created a game using learning interaction. This is a memory game that the two options should be the same to complete this course. So completed this. His score is 3, and I've done with that chapter, and I've come back to the navigation again. So this is the third slide where I've used hover over functionality. When I hover over on the vocabulary, it's showing the text that is related to only vocabulary, comprehension, diction, grammar. This is how I choose the functionality. We can make it visually appealing by adding background images uh, and make it more colorful with playing with the colors, different colors. So I'll quickly show you the already developed course based on the storyboard for a better understanding. So I've already developed this course with the same storyboard. So this is the welcome screen I've created as per the storyboard. There is a start button, and there is an navigation menu for you, which will drive you to the different parts, uh, which will drive you to the different parts of the course. Here, I've used the hover over functionality in this developer course. Whenever I hover over the checkpoints only, it's showing it. So this is the path I have to go. First, introduction to communication, foundation of effective communication, and forms of communication. So I'm clicking on the first checkpoint. So to make it more visually appealing, I have made this into smart shapes and all to look it very nice. Even the screen has an header and your client logo, previous and next buttons. This is a completely developed course, and it's also giving instructions to you what to do next. And coming back to the storyboard, the first part is the communication, what is communication, and this, and memory game which I've developed. So to make it visually appealing, I had a header, logo, previous, and a voiceover to ma- uh, make the users understand what they need to do. This is a full-fledged developed memory game. Here I've given a 2 minutes timer. If I am not done within the time, it will be closed and moving back to the navigation menu again. Clear, concrete, yes, concise, clear, concise, clear, correct, yes. So after completing that, I've given a message that congratulations, you have done it. So it's like improvising it, and everywhere I'm making the user to stop on one particular action is happened. If you want to move to the previous slide, you can move using the previous slide, or if we are okay, we can move it to the next slide. So as per the storyboard, we need to explain what are the 6 C's, critical C's of communication. So this slide is meant for that. There is a voiceover saying what are the critical C's of communication. So I'm unable to play audio for you as Skype for Business is not allowing to uh, do that. So I've completed my first chapter. It's showing green, that showing the status that I've completed this part, and you can move to the next part. So again I'm comparing with the storyboard. The second checkpoint should jump to the foundation of effective communication, which has vocabulary, uh, grammar, and comprehension and diction. So when I click on that, for visually pleasing, I've added an image for 4 items. Now you can see uh, when I hover over on grammar, it's showing about grammar, comprehension, diction, vocabulary, and there is a voice over added to this. So I'm done with the second chapter and I'm moving to the third chapter, which has branching. So the third chapter is talking about the verbal communication, and not only verbal communication, it's a form of communication: verbal communication, written communication, oral communication. So I've created a 4 tabs for this with an image of communication. When I click on the verbal communication, it will take the user to the verbal communication uh, slide. It's saying click on the each image to find out. So when I click on the first image, it has some content related to the written communication, and I have oral communication. So I've gone through this entire slide. When I've done with the entire slide, I can it's giving a suggestion, click next to the continue to complete this. The same way you need to create a separate slide for normal verbal communication, cross culture communication, and other forms of communication. Quickly moving this. There is non-verbal communication, cross communication, and other forms of communication. So I'm going to show you these slides. Sorry. So the welcome screen, I've created an image, a title and a start button. You can see that in timeline as well. There is a voiceover for that as well. The start button is coming after 4 seconds. Moving on to the next slides, I've created the checkpoints, and there is a slide that show the status of the checkpoints which the topics have covered, and an introduction slide, the game slide, and the second chapter vocabulary with uh, rollover text option. And the coming to the third chapter, we have forms of communication where there is a branching. I have created a separate slide for each of them. Verbal communication, non-verbal, cross-functional, other forms of communication. Here I have written an action. When I click on this, that should jump to the respective slide. This is how I've created a course using an storyboard. Uh, so the final thing, we have developed a course. Now we have to publish this code to deploy this. How to publish the course? There is an option called publish here. After develop entire course, you need to publish in different formats. It's asking for publish to computer, Adobe Connect, Adobe Captivate Prime, which is an LMS. Uh, Here it is published to computer. These are the publishing options that are available in Captivate. One is HTML5 and SWF5. HTML file is browser friendly, and SWF file, which is Flash. We have to choose the format where in which form we have to publish. There are other format as well, which is video and executable format as well. So we need to give the project title and the location where you want to publish this. So right now I'm publishing in 10 desktop, and the format SWF or HTML file or both. And you have to check the compatibility standard. You have to click on the more. I've already set the compatibility standard to SCORM 1.2 here. If you want to change it, click on that and you can change it here. Otherwise, if you are fine with it, you can publish this course. So I'm publishing this course as an HTML5 format. I can do this as a Flash format. I can do that as a video format as well. Video format doesn't have interactivity. As this course is built with interactivity, I'm publishing this as HTML5. My course is published. I'm going to the desktop. Here is the project I've published, which is published as a zip file, which is COM wrapped. So these are the files. If you are publishing in HTML5, you can see this. These are the HTML5 supportive files, and we have SCOM supportive files as well, SCOM utilities, SCOM driver, SCOM engine pack as well. If you are uploading an LMS, you need to send this as a zip folder to the admin to upload it to the LMS. Otherwise, if you want to view this on your desktop, you need to extract the zip folder and play the course. If it is an HTML5 course, you need to open the index file to run the course. So I can view my course on my desktop as well after publishing it. So that's the final part of this session. So if you have any questions, please feel to ask me.
Nanda, how do we go about queuing this material
So
once
that's the
it's
end
developed?
of the session.
Sorry, can you hear me? Nanda, can you hear me?
Uh, Sorry, I was on mute. Can you repeat the question?
Yes, Nanda, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. So, how do you go about doing the QA work on this particular material once it's developed? So you got the storyboard, you've developed on the basis of instructions on the storyboard.
Yes.
So do you send it back to the instructional designer? Do they have opportunity to comment on slides and the timing? And does the tool have opportunity to capture it? And how does that entire process work?
Okay. So I've developed a draft. Let's say I've developed a draft using the storyboard. So I will send that for a review either by publishing it or putting that on LMS. The storyboarder will see is that course looking fine or I need to add anything. If you want to capture anything, you can write that in a review sheet, or for reviewing, I will suggest there is an option called we can print the entire course in an uh, Word format. I went to file format print. We can create a review document for the storyboarder as well. So if we want, sorry, I'll share my screen again.
Thank you.
My calculator is crashed. I'm starting it again. So answering your question, the storyboarder, right now there are no assessment questions in my storyboard. If an instructional designer added an assessment or something, I will create assessment for them by inserting the quiz slides. I can insert the quiz slides from the Captivate itself, or I can create my own quizzes using the advanced or standard actions. Running this and You can print your entire course in a Word format using this option called print, that you can send it to the storyboarder for reviewing and capture your review points. If he want to add anything in that, he or she can add that point. And desktop. Okay, 1 second. We have other publishing options as well. We can publish this as an PowerPoint presentation or an Word document to show how the course flow. Let's on the screen I've published this as an Word format where it shows the screen and the slide notes which are used in the course, and there is a place to capture your review points. Usually the storyboarder or the instructional designer reviews the output file. He or she can put their review points in this kind of document which is Captivate generated, or you can create your own. You can create your own Excel sheet or something to capture it. They'll mention the slide names or the slide number, where it is gone wrong, and what it is gone wrong. We need to edit that. So is that answered your question? Or you have
Yeah,
any?
it does. It does, Nanda. Thank you.
Yes. So you have any further questions on this? Uh, there are many options and many things that can be done in Captivate. We don't have that much time to cover all the things. We are here to introduce the Captivate and what it can do in e-learning, creating e-learning modules for you. So there are many options and many things we can uh, turn the Adobe Captivate courses into different ways.
Nanda, from a developer's perspective, do you prefer to use Captivate as against, let's say, something like the Articulate? Or do you see distinct advantages in one tool that can be found in the other?
So comparing Articulate Storyline and Captivate, both uh, serve the same purpose, creating e-learning modules, and that are giving in the different format Flash and HTML5. There are few interactions which are not available in Captivate, which are available in Articulate Storyline. That that is applicable for Captivate and Articulate Storyline as well. As a developer, I mean, I was first trained in Captivate, so most preferably like to work on Captivate. It's a developer choice to work on that tool because both serve the same purpose. So if you want an interaction kind of like sliders, and if you are familiar with, if you are not familiar with Adobe products, I suggest to go start with Articulate Storyline, where the user interface is very familiar with Microsoft PowerPoint. So you feel it very familiar. applying animations or creating actions or triggers that are very useful in articulate storyline. So again, not the need, it also the developer choice to work on which tool, because both have the same purpose.
Okay, thank you.
Nanda, where can we learn to, as in if we want to hone our developing skills and want to learn more how to actually work on the Adobe products and all that, which is a good place, or how do we go about learning that in detail?
Okay. Shraddha will answer this.
So, Meenakshi, we are soon going to introduce a technical training on rapid authoring tool, which is specifically Adobe Captivate. And in a couple of days, maybe we're going to even launch the date. So it's a full-fledged course. It's going to take place virtually. We've already defined the course outline, so we just need to work on it a bit, and then we can start. But apart from that, I think if you can look online as well, you will find a couple of places where they do technical training. You can get in touch with Adobe themselves and ask them if they have any unit where they can conduct these trainings.
Okay, thank you. Thank you,
All right,
Shraddha.
thank you. So, all right, I think we'll go on and on if we have to speak about Adobe Captivate, and we've already delayed by around 40 minutes. So I will not take much time. If you have any other questions, if you require any more clarifications, please do send us a mail and we will reply. If needed, we can get into a short demo as well. But so we just going too much into detail is basically beyond the scope of the course, so which is why I'm cutting it short here. Regarding way forward, I have already sent a mail just few minutes back to all of you, a detailed mail as to what are the steps to follow as a way forward. You have the project that you need to complete, and the last date of submission is 25th May. How do you want to go about with it is all mentioned in the mail. You have the final assessment, which will be released on the on day end of 25th May once all of you submit your project. And also, as the ritual goes, we're going to also release module 5 assessment after this. Please ensure you have gone through the manuals, you've gone through the worksheets, assignments, and all the module wise assessments. So you need to basically complete the course 100% because the LMS is able to track your progress. So you need to complete everything before even you can generate your e-certificate. So please take time and finish all your pending reading and completing assignments before the 25th of May, before I release the final assessment for all of you. With respect to PPT slides, it will soon be uploaded on the LMS. It's just a delay from my end, so I'm going to basically just a deadline for me that I'm going to upload all the PPTs from on the LMS by the end of the coming week. And also the recordings. So if the recordings have come out well, it will definitely go up on the LMS, and we're going to give you a notification on that. So that's about it. Can we quickly do a key takeaway before we end? We'll just take another 5 minutes since we've already delayed, so we can take another 5 minutes. Key takeaway from one key takeaway from the entire course, because it's our last session today. So can we start with Meenakshi?
Yeah, I think for me initially it was difficult because I don't know the technicalities, but this the demo in the last which spoke about when Nanda showed the convert of storyboard into an e-learning module, that was quite clear, and that's my takeaway. So I've started to understand basically things. So that was quite good.
Okay, thank you. Pratibha?
So my key takeaway is that it is quite a time, even though it is a rapid authoring tool, it is fairly time consuming if you want to make a quality module,
Yes,
to be honest.
absolutely. True. Okay, thank you. Syed?
Yeah, I thought your question pertained to the overall course as well.
Yes,
So
yeah.
I think for me, the biggest takeaway and things that I learned from a different perspective was ADDIE, and the different stages in ADDIE. Personally, I've missed some parts of it, and so there is some catch up that I need to do. But equally, I think the input from Nanda on how do you go about using some of the rapid authoring tools and converting the storyboard into an output which an end user can view. That was quite enriching as well. So thank you. That's it from me.
Thank you so much, Syed. Yasmin?
Well, for me, the overall takeaway was that, I learned the theory and then I saw the practicals as well. So it becomes very easier for me to put my thoughts into practice going forward. If I, download a trial version, I'll be able to do that easily.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Yasmin. So thank you, everyone. Thank you. It was great interacting with all of you, and a few more days of interactions, which is via mails. No more touch point sessions, but I hope you all had a good learning experience. And if you have any clarifications, if you need any clarifications or any questions, you're always free to reach out to us, and we will definitely get back to you. So thank you, everyone, and have a very good Sunday. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Shraddha.
Thanks, bye. Thanks, Shraddha. Thanks, Nanda.
Thank you.
Bye.